Welcome to the Champions of Life podcast, where three orange-blooded Tennessee alums discuss how there's always next year.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Champions of Life podcast.
Woo!
There we go. There's a strong woo. There's always next year. We started off, Danny, if you're listening, please call us. We can help you with your logistics to get people into the stadium. It's not that hard. We can do it. We know about process flows. Call RNS Logistics for all your logistical services. So welcome back to the podcast. We're a couple weeks late. We've had two games, Georgia and the UAB game. Quick recaps.
Oh, man. I'll just say the Georgia game, it was great until it wasn't. And I just left thinking, Tennessee has an ability, unlike any other team, to clutch defeat from the jaws of victory. And we've seen it year after year, right? That's what we're about. That's all I left with. Just sadness. We should have won.
That is why we do the podcast. Like, that game right there is why we're champions of life.
Yes.
Not on the field, but of life. And there's, like you said, Bobby, in your opening, there's always next year. We've lost one, but there's still hope. And even the build-up. Last podcast, we all picked Tennessee, right? Mm-hmm. Our emotions were there. Even during the game, I felt like we were going to win. But I should have known better, right? I should have known better. Look at the history of Tennessee. We all should have known better, right?
But we'll do it again.
Right.
There'll be another game.
Yep.
We'll pick it.
Yep.
I feel like, Lainey, your reaction, that's like you could just copy and paste that for every podcast from here on. It's just, that's kind of how it is. But as long tenured as we've been, when Gunner being the quarterback, when he made that throw on the sidelines on 4th and goal, you just had to know. I started emotionally bracing myself for a missed kick. Here's what I'll say. The atmosphere was incredible. The fans show up. It is like clockwork, our dedication. And then they show up again for UAB, and it's 400 degrees out. So shout out to the fans. But you've been there long enough, you start bracing yourself. You're like, they're going to get this 2 point. It's the most open 2-point conversion in the history of 2-point conversion.
Yes.
And then, Max, he had a hard day going back to elementary school after that because he's a 4th grader.
Wow, Bobby.
I'm just saying, you knew that kick. You had every hope that he was going to make it. But history shows us that.
Yep.
Well, and we can't just say it's on Max. Like, yes,
No, not at all.
ultimately, okay, if you're going to point the finger. But we don't need to do that because there were multiple chances where if we knew how to win, if we knew how to finish, elite teams know how to finish, and we're just not there yet. We had multiple times where we should have finished them, and we couldn't. So because we didn't that, all of it leads, there's all the connections. But I will say, when Gunner made that throw, another, Tennessee thing just came through my mind of, there's always a game, there's always a player where we make them look like a Heisman candidate. Mm-hmm. They're not on the radar, nobody's talking about them, and then they play us, and it's like, whoa, who's
Yep.
And that was another moment of just good grief, Tennessee.
Yep.
Here's the silver lining. You do that at home. You've got potentially 2 first-round draft picks in your secondary that are missing.
Right.
So they held their own, which was great. Our passing offense looked to be revitalized. Throw the ball to 17. That's probably a good strategy. Just see what happens there. The negative would be, and again, it doesn't come down to one kick. Ultimately it does, but it's not his fault. When Tennessee's defense gets a turnover late in the 4th, you've got the ball. You've got to play the odds. You cannot exit this possession without getting at least 3 points to make it an 8-point game. You have to do that.
Right.
But it felt Butch Jones conservative-esque of let's run the ball up the middle 3 times and just take the field goal. Just take a shot. Throw a fade, throw a back shoulder. It's either out of the end zone or it's a touchdown. Or you get a pass interference, which they were calling a ton.
Throw to the tight end.
Do something.
Yeah. Don't take it out of your quarterback's hands. Your quarterback had gotten you there the whole game.
Right.
And then the game's on the line, finish it, and you don't let him do it. You don't let him come through like he had been for the rest of the game.
We were scared and didn't know what to do in that position almost.
Yeah.
Felt like maybe outcoached a little bit.
First 20 plays of the game, the script, that's great. You came out firing, and it worked.
Yeah.
And then when situational game awareness, you have an opportunity to take down an opponent you haven't beat in almost a decade. you got to go for it. You got to swing for it.
We're playing not to lose, not to win, though.
That's where I wish our coaching staff, they're phenomenal. They're doing a great job. It's amazing that we're here where if we have not been able to have these conversations in a decade. But I wish there was a little bit of like, you could go to if you follow the NFL, the Dan Campbell, coach of the Lions, like go to his school of decision making because he's going for it on fourth down. He's going to be aggressive. He's got an underdog as a quarterback. We got an underdog as a quarterback. He's got an aggressive defense. We got to just roll the dice every now and then.
That's the other thing. Do you go for it on 4th and 2 instead of punting it?
Well, we lined up right, and then Kirby calls a timeout. I agree.
Yeah.
That was also a sign to the team and the fans of like, ugh.
Even if I'm okay if you don't get it, but you go for it. That tells me we are here to win. We're not going to play field position. I mean, Georgia's going to figure it out. They're going to make the adjustments as they did in the third quarter.
Well, we should probably put the Georgia game to rest almost 2 weeks later, right?
The transition here is the bummer with the new SEC schedule. I don't know if we'll get to play them again, and that's a bummer.
Well, for the next
we'll play them at some
4
point.
years.
But, they're not going to be on our reoccurring opponent schedule.
I looked at it's like a 5-year, window that they showed. I can't remember when we play Georgia. They're on there, but we don't play Florida next year, which is it's going to be so bizarre. But look, am I happy about Kentucky, Vandy, and Alabama? Yes, I will take it. Now, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss if Lane stays, there are some games in there that are going to be tough, but I'll take our 3 annual opponents for the first, 3 years, and then they change them up?
Yep, I think so. I think you're right.
Vandy.
But Vandy this year, though, scaring me.
Looking like
It's
a
not
powerhouse.
No cakewalk right now. They're going to start doing posts like we're the best school in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. They
them or
won.
Memphis that did that.
Yeah, Memphis a couple years ago. They had a better record than everybody.
Yep.
Well, hey, Memphis had a big win.
Big
too.
win.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was one of those almost movie-esque for him to fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about grasping defeat out of the jaws of victory.
Yes.
That was Arkansas.
That was us in 98.
Yeah. We got lucky there. Yeah. I think their coach has got them believing that they can compete, and the quarterback refuses to believe anything differently too. So I think I'm great with Vandy, and you got to preserve the rivalries. But
The good news is if he keeps doing well, some other big school, just like Penn State did a couple years ago with Franklin, somebody's going to come in and he's going to be gone. They're going to start over again.
he is a Vandy guy, though. He played there, so
okay.
he
I
may
didn't know
have
that.
some more loyalty than.
Maybe.
But-
money can.
But money can change
Yep.
change a man's heart.
But you mentioned UAB. You want to talk about it?
Good game. Good win. We obviously played a lot of 3rd and 4th string,
Mm-hmm.
and the score never should have gotten up as high as it did. 24?
Mm-hmm.
We should have scored at least one more touchdown there at the very end. That was tough. It's fine. We won. We needed to win. We bounced back, whatever. But I thought our defense was a little And then we're on the road, right?
Yep.
Cowbell land.
4 o'clock.
More cowbell. I feel good in that. I don't know how big is Mississippi State Stadium.
Getting ready to find out.
We have the
All right.
internet. We have the
We are
internet.
currently looking. Okay, so they're going to be quiet while our defense is on the field,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I feel the least confident. I feel okay, but obviously the least confident about our defense, especially with key injuries.
Mhm.
Certainly McCoy's not going to be back. Gibson's probably out the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But they'll have a little bit less to worry about noise-wise. Whereas when they play at Neyland, obviously that's when our stadium is the loudest, when they're on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that will be a help. And then how does Joey come out? How does our offense respond when the cowbells are going?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I would not want to go. I don't care if somebody gave me free tickets. I would never.
As of 2022, it's 60,311
Wow.
capacity.
Okay.
It's a big high school stadium.
Big high school. Yeah. That's large high school, probably.
Not in Texas.
Well,
Yeah, first true road game. They are scrappy. They had a horrible year last year. They're much better this year. I think it'll be a good initial test for this team coming out. But I love the way that our offense is looking. I love the way Joey's got a command of it. He acknowledges he can get better, which I think he can. So I'm more optimistic for the rest of the season coming out of the Georgia game, which I know I predicted them to win. I didn't actually think that we would beat Georgia. Just wanted us to. So I'm even more optimistic coming out, seeing the potential this team has. I think all your goals are right in front of you here.
Yeah, I think we're going to get tested pretty good, but I think we're going to win. And are we still saying playoffs, top 12?
I mean, I think so. So far.
Yeah.
I mean, offensively, our numbers are the best right now in the SEC up there. Our defense has got to catch up. But, yeah, I think we'll win. We need to come out and jump on them first.
Mm-hmm.
If they're able to shut us down, we go 3 and out. Or, they win the toss. Maybe they take it and they score quick. That would be the worst because then their crowd is even more into it and you're starting in a deficit. Hopefully that's not what happens, but...
Right, we can't have the defense on the field all game. It's not good. Not a good formula.
Yeah, you think back to Vandy last year, they're playing for... That's their Super Bowl. We're playing to go to the playoffs. They come out and jump on us, 14-0, and it was like 17-3, and we came back and got them pretty good. And so Heupel's got me believing that we can rise above some of that stuff. Teams of the past, I would say, yeah, you get 14-0 at Mississippi State, just pack it in. But I think this team is a little bit different. I think even looking ahead of the schedule, Oklahoma and Florida and Bama are the ones that you're really got circled. Oklahoma's quarterback is having surgery on his hand, so he's going to be out for a month. He's supposed to come back right before our game at home. Florida is unraveling. It looks like their quarterback's got a knee issue. Who knows where Billy will be? And then Alabama, who knows? So I think there's still a lot of potential for the rest of the season.
So before we transition to the last subject, I just want to tell y'all I had the best conversation with a Florida fan I have ever had last week. At one of the warehouses, Cody, massive Florida fan.
Yep.
He starts talking to me about how, this season, this game, like our defense is great, but offense, whatever, da-da-da. And then he says, I'm just really excited about basketball season. We're really going to be there again. I think we're going to repeat. And I said, can we just pause the conversation? And can I just say that we are not even 4 weeks into this football season. And there's a Florida fan already talking about basketball. Yes. I love it so
He's
much.
A Kentucky fan. He doesn't even know it.
Wow, yes.
Yes. They're going to become a basketball school.
Yes. So speaking of basketball, some big breaking news this week was...
Stevie. Come on down.
Oh.
Bruce Pearl. Taking a break.
Taking a break,
yeah.
He's going to be back at some point.
Gotta be.
In 5-10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Have they said what he's going to do yet?
I think he's going into politics. I think he's been putting himself out there more. He's been on some major news networks. He's got Tommy Tuberville, to follow in the footsteps of. I mean, I think he denied that, but I think it's going to come back around. That's what he's doing.
Yep.
And, who knew that Stephen would get in a 5-year deal?
That's wild to me. Unproven. Right? I mean, he
hasn't coached at any level other than coaching as an assistant.
I guess the timing-wise, too, making sure all those players were here and locked in, so when he left, they didn't jump ship.
Yep.
I don't think they can, right?
No, they can't now.
They're locked. Okay.
And you have no other option but to take an assistant coach and elevate them. Now, I heard on the local radio station that he apparently had shopped this out to multiple schools over the last couple seasons, to Louisville. I can't remember the other school, but they were recruiting. They wanted Bruce, and he was like, "Yeah, let's talk. I want a condition in my contract that Stephen would be the successor." And they all said, "No, get out of here. We're not doing that." Wow. And Auburn's the only one that was like, "Yeah, okay."
Interesting.
Wow.
You got to think back. When was the last time Auburn is Charles Barkley, maybe? They've been irrelevant for decades. True. And Bruce has got them at a high level. I don't blame them for making a deal that they did, but
Bruce is on the loose.
Who knows what he'll do? But yeah, I can see him in politics. I'm glad we got Rick.
Yep.
Yes. Definite upgrade. Had some classes with Steven. You did too, right?
I think so. I know our high schools played each other when he was a student athlete at West.
That's right, West High.
Rebs represent. Yeah, I think we had some classes together too.
We wish him the best, though, right?
Yeah, yes, we wish him
No,
the best.
actually,
But not
we
against
don't.
Tennessee.
Right? Yeah, not against Tennessee. Absolutely not.
Wish him the best. We hope that he has a wonderful 5 years there at least, and that he doesn't get any of our recruits and loses us to us every year.
Yep.
All right. Well, on that note, anything else for this episode?
No.
Hey, Joe's soccer team, I mean, they're still cranking out wins. They have not slowed down. I don't know if anybody else is keeping up with this. The ladies soccer team.
They were, I think they only had one loss, but then they bounced back and won after that. They're still top 5, I believe.
Yeah.
They were number 1 for a while. Incredible.
And
Caroline went to the game Sunday and loved it.
big Lady Vols recruit.
Yeah. Hopefully.
We're
one day.
back. We're back. Adidas is bringing us back.
It's good timing. Next year, when the World Cup comes, everybody's going to be a soccer fan. Just watch. Wait and see.
That's
I'm
true.
in on that.
All right. Well, that's it. Champions of Life podcast. Let's go Vols. Beat the Bulldogs. Right?
Yep,
Bulldogs?
more Bulldogs. Yeah, more
No,
Bulldogs.
less Bulldogs.
Cowboy-
I'm
Less
just saying.
Cowbells.
I thought you were talking about Georgia, and I was like, no, we've done
well, Okay.
that. More Bulldogs.
All right. Thanks for listening. Catch us next time.